Okay, I think I found my dream truck. And it's a manual, so it's got the clutch. It's a score. And the body is just perfect on it. It's got this behemoth camper on the back. We're measuring to make sure it'll fit on the trailer. It should. What do you say, Ben? Okay. Loading it up. Okay, what a day. So this behemoth was not on the schedule today, but we went to buy another truck, a 69 F250 dually. We were just getting it for the cab, and the guy swore up and down it was perfect and it looked perfect in the pictures. He said there's no rust. I said, please check it. I don't believe you. And he said, I swear it is clean, there's no rust, there's no dents, it's nice. And so we drove 4 hours to come down and get it, and the thing was absolutely just complete garbage. Totally junk. And so we're like, that's great. Now what are we gonna do? So he had to go pick up some cabinet doors at his supplier while we were down here. And meanwhile, I'm on the phone checking Marketplace to see if I could find another truck, like just calling everybody and emailing everybody. And this guy popped up. This is a 71 F250, and it is super clean. There's a tiny bit of rust here and there, but it's very straight and clean. The only problem is we got to deal with this shitter's full camper here. But, you know, hey, you got to take it. So you never know how things are going to go, right? You think, oh man, the guy lied, and we didn't get the truck we came down here for. We're all depressed. But this thing only has 61,000 original miles on it. I mean, it's unreal. It's so straight. The doors close like brand new truck doors. I mean, look at this. Unbelievable. So cool. Oh yeah, she's a cream puff. See, it's all just dirt down here. It's not rusted out. The rockers are clean. Under the doors have a little bit of surface stuff on them, but nothing rotted through. It's not bad at all. I can clean all that up. She's solid. Still got the original headliner in there. Seat bench feels pretty good too. It's only got 61,000 miles on this truck, and it looks like it. It's been well maintained. It's kind of neat. I think this camper shell or camper top has kind of protected the cab quite a bit. Got it off of there. Put it over here. Yeah, that's mine. We got the cab off. We didn't damage it. She's in good shape. She looks really good, really good. See you, sucker! So I've been stripping it. I got all the brake lines and all the fuel lines and all the brackets and all the loose pieces and tabs. I got a couple there I see I missed right there, but I'll get those off because this is going in to get media blasted. And today I spent the day getting all this stuff off. There were so many brackets, motor mounts, shock mounts, clips, tabs, all the stuff off the firewall, the steering column, the brake booster, you know, all that stuff. Done it a million times, but it's always fun when you're doing it, when you're relaxed and not doing it as a business. It's a whole lot more fun. Steering box is off. Drag link is off. All the wiper washer stuff is off. I'm going to pull the wiper motor and the assembly out. I wasn't going to get this cab media blasted because it's so straight and there's not much metal that actually is shown, but I want to get all this off. I want to get all this scabies stuff off, and there's rust underneath. There's nothing real bad. There's a little bit over here on the floor. I say a little, but it's just a small spot here that I can deal with, and I bought new floor pans for that. Otherwise it's solid. A little bit of a spot right over there in the corner, but if I get it media blasted, then I'll know what I'm dealing with. And you know, but there's no rust like in the windows. It's all clean. It's been fun stripping it out. It's so easy. It's just like a little puzzle, or a big puzzle. Got the in-tank fuel, or in-cab fuel tank out. I'm not putting that back in, so I'll fill these holes back here, and or just put nuts on those and leave them. I don't know, but yeah, gotta take the headliner out yet. Strip the doors, you know, because I thought, well, God, I mean, look how straight these are. It's so straight. It's undented. Nothing's going on. Can I just sand it and prime it and paint it? Yeah, I could, but there's a little bit of rust down here. Same way on the fenders. You know, they have a little bit there, a little bit on this one, down there. So, you know, I want to do it right. It's not worth it to just, see, and you want to get all this stuff out of here, all this junk. You really want to get all that off. And I got to clear these out. These are full. Look at, I don't know if you can see that, but these are absolutely packed full. You know, because stuff goes down here, falls down in there, and that's what rusts out the bottom of the fenders and everything else. So, but the rockers are all solid. There's no rust. I think they might have used galvanized on that because it almost looks galvanized. A little bit of stuff down here in this corner, but I looked inside. They're not full of junk, and it's not like really bad. It's just kind of seeping through there a little bit. I can fix that without cutting the whole corner off, though. That's nice. Anyway, I'll get this whole thing blasted this week. That guy said he would do it before he heads away for 2 weeks. He's going to go help his brother, so that was cool of him. Then when he picks it up, he's even picking it up and bringing it back, because I got a bad shoulder, man. I hurt it so bad. I'm still struggling with it. I'm doing all this with basically one arm here. One arm tied behind my back. Okay, so when he gets here, though, I will talk to him about this cab. I'll try to have it all stripped out before he gets here, and then if he feels like he can do it, I'm just going to have him do both. do the frame, do the cab. I'll deal with the fenders and the doors later, because those are something we can do at a later date. Okay. Yes, indeed. It is a whole lot of fun to do this. Again, I haven't done a project like this in over 3 years since I shut down the business and retired because I almost died of COVID. But I'm healthy and strong. I'm having so much fun. This is what I always love to do. This is what started my passion, is building custom rigs. And the nice thing about this Ford is, you know, it's not like the Jeeps that we were building. Everything on the Jeeps had to be customized. Everything had to be made. We were drawing parts in the computer and cutting them out and making hanging pedals in a Jeep that didn't have hanging pedals, and you know, on and on and on and on and on. LS conversions and motor mounts and custom suspensions and all that. I'm not doing any of that on this one. It's staying all Ford. Coolest truck ever, man. It's going to be so neat. I'm really happy with it so far. It's exciting days. Okay, that's it. Awesome day. I'm going to take the differentials and clean them up. I got Pour 15 and top coat for them. And I'll check the brakes out, the front and rear, get them all painted and ready. The differential in this one is awesome. I checked it out. There's no metal. It's tight. The ring and pinion looks great. The spider gears look great. The pinion's tight. I didn't check carrier bearings, but I assume they are good because there's no metal in the oil. So I'll check the front too. And I'll check the rear brakes. I'm still trying to determine if I'm going to stick with drum brakes. I'd like to this time. I'd like to. I've never really been happy with rear disc brakes on trucks like this because the parking brake thing is kind of hit and miss. I've never really thought they held that well. There's a lot more surface area on a drum brake like this. And if they're in good shape, which I think they probably will be, I'll just run it. Just run it. It's not that much extra weight. So anyway, the springs will come off. I do have to take these springs over to Boise Spring Works. I need about a 1-inch lift on this. But I also, because this is a 79 frame with a 69 body, this wheelbase on the 79 is 2 inches longer. So I need to move this 2 inches up. And rather than cut these brackets off and move them 2 inches forward, I'm going to talk to Boise Spring, and I've done this a lot of times, about making me a new leaf pack anyway, and offsetting the center pin 2 inches further forward. So I think that'll be cool. But the only issue with that right now is I've heard it's 2 inches difference, but I haven't seen it. So I really kind of need to put the bed on here and have a look at it before I determine that. So, but that's no big deal. I did, you know, the original mounts for this cab were out here on the outside of the frame with the mount. They're on here on the 79. It's funny though, I took a drill bit and I drilled up through this original mount, the two original mounts, and there's already a hole in the cab and structure for that. All I had to do, I drilled up through here with a small hole. The original one's over here, and then I just hole sawed right there, and it's already built to accept this. It's kind of cool, man. You don't have to make a bunch of stuff. That's what I love about this truck. See, and I got a little bit of rust here. Very little though. I mean, gosh, it's once it gets media blasted, I'll know what I'm dealing with. But I do have new floor pans here. I don't need to cut all this out at all, just a little bit over here. I'm not going to get crazy. A little bit right there. But yeah, I'll get that all fixed up. This thing's going to get totally blasted. I wasn't going to do it, but you know, you start looking around and there's just little, it's not really that bad, but you can't really paint over this stuff. You got to get it cleaned up. You want to do it right. So my buddy Shaggy's coming over this morning. He'll be here at 10. And we will get the rest of this cab stripped out, get the doors stripped out, get the windshield off of it. We'll get the frame stripped the rest of the way. I got 90% of it off. I got all the bolts loose on the suspension, ready to come out. I'm going to cut this off. Somebody welded this on the front. Must have been for a remote winch or a snow plow or something, but I don't like that. That's coming off. And that's about it. And then the guy is ready today for the frame. So that's really cool. Look at that, like a brand new truck.
Yeah, and nothing will last. Windows, manual, everything, rubber floor mat.
Nothing to go wrong?
No, nothing to break.
Yep. Oh yeah, and don't worry, I'll definitely have photographs for you from before and after on your frame.
Cool.
I was taking a bunch of pictures.
Well, and it's good to show if people
Heading to the blaster.
Yeah, no, well last year at the roaster show, I had a whole car on
The 79 F250
So it was half blasted, half non-blasted. I don't know, it's history.
4x4 frame, stripped down and ready to go.
One fully done and one in that.
so everybody can see it.
Yeah.
Good boy, Cedar. Okay, so the cab is off, totally stripped. The axles are out. The frame and the truck bed are over getting media blasted. They'll be done Tuesday or Wednesday. I think he'll have it back to us on Wednesday. He's going to drop the frame off and pick up the cab and take it in and get it blasted and have it back the next day. And probably all the other parts too if he has time. I hope he does. But in a way, I kind of wish I could just leave the doors and the fenders and the hood for a little while, because I don't need them for a while and I don't want them sitting in bare metal, and I really don't want to deal with having to prime them right now. I got so many things to do. So I might just wait on those for a little while. I know winter's coming, and I hate to put it off. I'm not sure what to do. If I just get myself in gear, once he blasts them, I could seal them right away, and that way I'd be all set and I wouldn't have to worry about them. So maybe that's what I'll have to do. It's a lot of work right away. I wasn't planning to do the body work so fast, but it's happening. So here's a shot under the cab. There's no significant rust at all. It's all just real light surface stuff. Definitely catching it in time. Nothing's rotted out. Really, really fortunate on this one. We'll get all the grease off of it and everything tomorrow. Pressure wash it so when he blasts it. And there's a little bit of metal I got to repair right there, but the rockers are solid. All the channels are solid. Everything's really in great shape. I'm very happy about that. That'll make it easy. And the original body mount was back here. I re-drilled it to here to match the 79 frame. So that'll be good. We'll get all this grease. But yeah, she's all stripped out. You know, and there's no rot. Look at all this stuff coming out of here though. So we have to get all this windshield butyl off of here. It's coming off pretty easy though. I hate that stuff though. Good progress for today. This thing's going to be ready to go before you know it. The frame is on its way back. It's been sandblasted. That was super fast. The cab is all cleaned up as much as we can get it. And Shaggy's bringing the trailer back with the frame. When he gets here, we'll pull the frame off and put this on the trailer. I tell you what, this little simple system here works, man. As long as this pivot point right here is in the middle of the truck, it just balances. It self-balances. It's just one bolt through two 2x6s with some spacers so that it gets past these bolts up here. It's unbelievable. I mean, it's like you want to over-engineer everything, but you don't even have to in this case for once. But anyway, there it is. Can't wait. Oh, another surprise today. A brand new sweet little steering wheel. Gotta love that. You just tucked away right in there for a while. He's here, he's here.
How do we want to do this?
Well, I thought maybe you'd just get in the middle right there and pick it up and carry it into the garage for me.
I think we're going to move that cab all the way to the back and then shovel that in and see if we can squeak it by it.
Well, I can bring the cab out and bring it over here.
Oh yeah, that'd work too.
Yeah.
I did that too, but...
Oh, she's looking good. Look how many holes are in this frame, dude. Those are all factory holes, I think. What the heck are they doing here? Thank you for getting that, Shag. We got the cab on the trailer, heading over to sandblasting. Oh, you want me to latch this for something?
Yeah, in the loop.
Okay, there it is. It's on the trailer, ready to go over to the blaster. Should have this back on Thursday morning. Super excited about that. I'm doing this in my garage, man. I usually have a big shop, but I don't have the shop anymore. I sold my business. So I'm just doing it in the garage, and you got to be pretty organized to do it, but I am pretty organized. I got everything set up in here. Very cool, man. I got a good winter project. Here we go. Looks really good. It's always tempting to do 3-link and 4-link and coilovers or coils and all that. I just don't want to do that this time. I want it to be a classic truck with just certain tweaks to make it better than it was. But I still want that classic Ford F250 highboy look. And part of the look of that, in my opinion, is leaf springs. So, there it is. There you have it. The facts as I see them. And the cab is on the trailer out there. He's picking that up tonight, and he'll have that media blasted tomorrow, provided it doesn't rain. It's supposed to, but I think it's supposed to come in late, so hopefully he can get that done and get it back over here. I don't want an orange cab by the time it gets back here, but I'm sure he knows that. He's really good at this. So, that's it for today. I'm tired, my shoulder is killing me, and I'm very happy with the progress though here. So I am so excited about this truck. It's going so well. At first, it didn't go so well. And I'll have to tell that story later, but everything's moved along really smoothly so far. I just thank the Lord for every day and enjoy every minute of this peaceful project. So the cab is all media blasted. He went a little light back here on the back so he didn't warp anything. Looking good and clean. Look at that, solid metal everywhere. Just a little bit in the floor here I got to deal with. but that's great. That was good. The cab is nice and clean. I was not sure how I was going to seal it. I was going to bring it home right after it got blasted and just leave it in here until I knew what I was going to do. But my friend Ben said, hey, bring it over to my paint booth. He already has a paint booth in his cabinet shop, so which I knew, but I didn't even think about. So we took it over there. We just had the sandblaster deliver it to his place today. I went over there, I got all the sand out of the cracks and crevices. It took a while, a couple hours to get that out of there. So I got that done, and so that's ready to go. I have to do a little bit of sanding and scrape out a little bit of old seam sealer, and I'll do that in the morning because he needs the paint booth for his business stuff in the morning, and then I'll be able to seal that. I also bought rubberized undercoating for the bottom of the cabin. That's cool because I won't put that on right away because I do have to do some welding on the floors, but at least I can get the majority of it sprayed so it's not going to turn orange on me, and get it back here, and then it's ready to go. And I'm kind of getting all the big stuff done so that I can do this project in the winter and not have to be running all over. I just took all the fenders and hood and doors, I left them in their original paint, and I took them outside and just lined them up along the fence, and I put bungee cords along the fence around them to hold them for the winter. They're fine. They're not going anywhere. I'll get them media blasted next year. The bed, we may do the bed, but you know, when everything's separate here, it gets tight. So he's going away for a couple of weeks anyway, so we don't have to worry about that till he gets back. Hopefully by then I'll have this a little further along and the axles and all the stuff underneath the chassis, and then I'll have enough room. So I'd like to get that back here. I don't want to let it sit out there all winter. So that's cool. Good progress. I should start seeing a whole bunch of stuff show up. I did get some stuff yesterday. Got a few more things coming. Okay, that's it for today. Yeah! Okay, it's 7:45. I just picked up the cab from Ben's shop. Oh, it looks good, man. It's all primed and perfectly straight. I can't believe I don't have to do any body work on that. One or two little holes I'll weld up that had something mounted there. I don't know why they drilled a hole around the antenna. And then I did get a little patch piece, just a little piece of sheet metal that's preformed to fill the gas tank filler, because I'm putting a tank under the bed. So I'll weld that in and smooth it out, but that's it. That's the only stuff I have to do on the cab. And the weather can just turn foul if it wants. I don't care. I'll be nice and warm inside with a heater, the TV, and my coffee. And I'll just hibernate and build a cool truck this winter. It's going to be awesome. I'm looking forward to it very much. Because boy, you know, in the winter we can't ride dirt bikes, and it just drives us crazy. We ride all the time, and we want to ride all the time. And winter comes around. We had snow bikes for a while. I had a lot of fun doing that. We both did, but they're so heavy, and it just really kind of bothered my back. I got rods in my back and everything, so try not to do that too much. So anyway, it'll be fun to have something to do this winter. I got a truck to build, and my precious wife got a puppy to train. So she's got a sweet little dog. And that makes her very happy. But she'll help me on the truck too. She's my mechanical assistant. Okay, so this is a big deal. This is a really big deal. This is the first build I've done in 3 years, and I'm super excited about it. It's going well. I'm amazed that the cab has already been sandblasted. The frame's already been sandblasted. The body has been sealed. I sprayed it yesterday with epoxy primer sealer, and my friend Ben let me use his spray booth. Oh, that was a big deal. That was nice, man. I've never used a spray booth like that before. You know, with a mask on and everything, you don't even have any fumes getting in your face or anything. It was awesome. It was a really, really neat setup. I could use one of those. Over and out. The frame is done. Got it sprayed today, right before the weather turned bad. Hey, that looks pretty good. I'm just having a first look at it since it's dried. I like it. So I put 2 coats of 415 chassis paint, but I didn't really care for the overall finished look of it. I sprayed it with the cup gun, and I don't know, the sheen is kind of inconsistent. So I put 2 more coats of truck bed texture coating on there. It's not rubberized, it's just a hard texture like one of the powder coats we used to use at the shop. And it's nice, man. It looks really good. It makes it look consistent. And boy, it really turned out good. That frame was not in terrible shape, but it had some pretty rusty sections, and I mean, it had rust all over, but all in all, it looks brand new now. This was a homemade 5th wheel type setup somebody put in here, but it was welded in with good welds, and I thought, I'm just going to leave it. It'll add strength to the frame anyway. I'll take that hitch off. I say that every video, but I am going to take it off one of these days. It's tack welded on there. I just haven't cut it. So anyway, I'm pretty happy with that. That's great, man, because now the cab is done, except for fixing a few holes in the floor, which I have panels for. Of course, these are way too big. I don't need hardly any of it. Just a little piece here and there, but it's still, we'll have the right, whatever you call them, in the floor there, the little dimples. And so now, yeah, I'm gonna get these axles treated, cleaned up, and painted with 415. I'll check all that over, and I got to check the differential fluid on that differential. I've checked this one. It looked great. I mean, not just the fluid, but the whole diff. Looks wonderful. And I'll get these done next. I'm nursing a really seriously injured shoulder right now. It's been 7 weeks or so, and it is just not getting better. Oh my God, it hurts so bad. Terrible pain. And so I got to go back to the doctor. They were going to send me to a specialist, and I canceled because I thought it was getting better. But it's not. I hope it's not torn. I might have to have surgery on it. I don't know. A lot of parts. I got a lot of parts already. I got new handles and pads and just all kinds of stuff. Oh, that's all the parts I took off. That's some stuff there. New weather stripping, rubber, body bushings, windshield, all that goody stuff. New hood hinges. And that's dynamite. And I got a new dash pad right there. And I got a brand new steering wheel right there. And instrument cluster bezel. Some hubcaps. New inner fenders, front inner fenders. That'll be nice. The other ones were really rusted out. Hopefully these fit properly and everything, but they should. I pulled one out. It looked pretty good. The edge of it got a little damaged in shipping, but I can hammer it back into shape, I think. So the next move, really, to be ready when the springs get here, is I got to have those two axles done. I don't like waiting. I like to be ahead of the game. So I got to get those done. I got to get these painted, get them bolted onto the frame. I need to get the shackles and U-bolts, and not the U-bolts, but the U-bolt plates all out of here. Get all this stuff here painted and be ready, in other words, to bolt the axles back in. It's gonna be cool, man. Good. Shouldn't be too hard. But I do have to nurse this shoulder. I even got some new emblems and a brand new complete bumper-to-bumper wiring harness with all the switches and everything. Quite a kit. I've never seen one like that. Put a lot of these different kits in, but that's thorough. Very thorough. And it also adds provisions for if you want to put air conditioning in it. Much better. Which I might do. Haven't quite decided. I probably won't do it right now, but I can always add it later. It's easy to get the heater in and out later on if I decide to do it. Right now I just want the basics. I just want the heater. I just want the truck. It's going to be fun, man. I'm really looking forward to it. Hey, I might have found a motor, a stroked 351 Windsor, brand new rebuild with trick flow heads and built. So that makes it a 393 W. And that with the TR 4050 5-speed manual transmission will be amazing. Working on it, man. Working on it.